It's a Friday rundown, special Super Bowl week rundown. It's brought to you by Trade Zero. Trade Zero is back, motherfuckers. They provide commission-free trading with a free mobile experience, free web trading for the active trading community. Ain't no paper hand bitches, okay? We're talking about the real deal. Look, I see. Is that Diamond Hands McCarthy back there? Is that?
I think it is.
Listen, there are some people who are born to fucking trade, and there are some people like Portnoy who are just paper hand bitches. If you're one of the real deals, you go with Trade Zero. They've got 24/7 customer service. They've got multi-platform access. They've got trading from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. They've got great pricing options, robust inventory for shorting, conditional and range orders, delegate sellbacks, and referral bonuses. You can go to tradezero.us/rundown, and Stoolies will get the Trade Zero Pro platform, which is $177 value for free, plus $55 in honor of Super Bowl 55 for all accounts that open and fund their account with $2,500. So you got to be the real deal, not one of these fucking chumps. Go to tradezero.us/rundown. Take advantage of everything Trade Zero has to do today. Friendly reminder that the dumbest thing we do as a society is count Super Bowls in Roman numerals.
Agreed.
It's just absolutely preposterous. And right now it's not so bad. LIV, LV, you know, if you know it, you can pick it up. But when it was like Super Bowl XXI, XLV, what the fuck are we doing here?
But I liked them when they had the old logos. Now the logo is just a silver L, and I think it's LV this year, LIV last year.
It was a lot longer.
Like back when the Patriots started winning Super Bowls, they were fun. They looked different.
I was about to say, you can't just shut the fuck up, you know? It's like I would love you can count them however the fuck you want if I won all of them. Yeah. John's like, oh, my favorite one was Super Bowl XXI, XLV, XIX.
They used to have very fucking cool
remember at the end of every TV show where it would say like copyright and then they would write it?
Yeah.
What was that about?
I don't know.
Like, what the fuck? Why the fuck does anybody? It was from the Roman Empire. Like, that's a long fucking time ago. We have numbers now. Someone was just like, you know what? Let's count these with letters. Let's just count them with letters.
But you're not wrong, but you're also wrong in the sense that I don't think the Super Bowl gets the lore it has
without the Roman numerals.
If it was just Super Bowl VI.
You're probably not wrong. But I also, when you do want to talk about it, like, you know, like Jets fans know like Super Bowl III, and you probably know some numbers here and there, but like, if you need to talk about it, it's always like, well, which was that the? And then it's always February, so it's like, what year are we talking about? The year it turned or the year that the season was? It's hard to talk about Super Bowl.
See, I just refer to them as the
team. Yeah. That's what I mean, though, because they make it so hard.
Yeah, it is. It doesn't make any sense, but I think it would cheapen the brand. I think, like, when you see a movie come out, except it's a Fast and the Furious one, when you see like blank 8,
12. Yeah,
you're like, well, that's a shit franchise.
I don't know why.
Again, except Fast and Furious.
I don't know why we count it at all. It's not like you're ever like, this is the 72nd NBA Finals or whatever. You know, it's like, who cares? Well, whatever.
These are all good points you're bringing up. I'm surprised it's taken this long for me to ever really consider it.
I think they should somehow work in the number like slow in the logo somehow, so idiots like you and me can just it's
like
somewhere
a little parenthetical.
In there. Yeah, a little parenthetical in there because
do them like a TB12 style where it's like SB and then you have just like a 55.
Do it like a Penn State graphic. Just sneak it in the bottom there. Penn State put out this tweet that went viral saying there's been a Penn Stater in every Super Bowl like ever, and it took me a minute to see it, but then at the bottom in like faint text, except for 5 since 1967, which is just an all-time. They should, you know what? By the way, they should have just committed to that. I would just make those
Penn
things
State
up.
football is good at hiding little things in the darkness.
Oh.
We're hot today, boys.
Yeah, who's gonna fact check that though?
That's what I mean. And you know what? No, you know what? Someone will. Someone will. But
true, it's Twitter.
Yeah, I don't know. Some asshole says that no, that's not true, and then Penn State says yes, it is true, and then it's up to fucking whoever you want to believe.
Yeah, true.
You know
They've got enough followers where people like news would just they'd take it and run with it, and then you got to prove them wrong, and nobody's gonna care. It's like
we should do that more often.
But also,
I like it.
You know, just start saying things that like raise your brand. Just be like, foreplay. Covering the Masters this year.
Yep.
And then when the Masters comes around and it doesn't happen, be like, yeah, I got 6 months of promo out of that. Whatever. I don't even care. You know.
I like that.
Just start lying.
Anytime people find out, it's like when there's like a correction in the newspaper. Like at first it's the front page,
and then it's retraction,
and then it's like all wrong, and then like 2 weeks later it's a retraction on page 18.
The New York Times is like,
we got everything we wanted.
Actually, he's dead, and that never happened. It's like, oh, that's a big fucking retraction.
So you're just lie.
Yeah, I mean, if Donald Trump proved anything, it's just like just say stuff until it works.
Yeah,
you know? Right. He just said shit and became the fucking president, man. We should just say stuff and become more popular online. Like, I'm just going to be like, we have we're the number one podcast. And then it's like, no, you're not. I'm like, yes, I am. Then whatever, just start saying
every podcast in the world says that.
Right.
Every podcast is like, we're number one.
By some measure, you know? It's like, well, we're number one on
so
like
you look
Tuesdays.
at the pod track numbers, different.
So yeah, it's the first 10 minutes of the day it dropped and where it is on the iTunes.
Yes.
That's what we are forever.
Ever.
Always.
I once was. It's like when you become a president, you're Mr. President the rest of your life.
That's right.
We've hit number one on the charts. We're a number one podcast.
Yeah.
A number one, maybe not the number one, but we're a number one podcast. And then sales says that, and clients are dumb and they believe it. It's just, it's easy.
Look at stupid
and
clients.
You know what?
Who's the second half of this brought to you by?
Who are those idiots? I don't know.
But seriously, like, the podcast downloads are hilarious because of what you said. It's like, well, like Joe Rogan doesn't measure his podcast on that platform, so guess what? You're not number one.
I remember there was a year, it's probably like 3 or 4 years ago, where like Joe Rogan wasn't the number one podcast in any state. It's like, well, he just is.
It just is. That's just a fucking fact.
I know for a fact he is.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
stop.
it was like, I remember it was big because when I was still doing Section 10, I think. And it was like Section 10 was the biggest in Connecticut. It's like, beat Rogan. It's like, did we, guys?
Yeah. Did we, though?
Did we really?
Really beat Rogan?
Just say it. Who cares?
Yeah, if we all want to buy into this belief, I'll buy in with you.
Yeah.
But did we?
I saw Logan Paul like last year at like the podcast awards was like his show got voted number one. So he was like, I'm the number one podcast in the world because there was somebody who said so. Just say these things.
Perception is absolutely reality on the internet.
1000%, man. So,
nothing has been more
So shout
true
out
than
to
that.
Penn State. As far as I'm concerned, they've had someone in the
But
Super
why?
Bowl.
I don't get why they had to put since 1960. Isn't that the first Super Bowl?
I would. Yeah, probably.
I want to say.
There must be a reason why.
I thought it was the late 50s, but maybe it's the late 60s.
There might be something with like the.
Well, 1967.
But it was like the
54
AF,
years ago,
whatever,
right? This is
championship.
Super Bowl 55.
Things are starting to add up. Those Roman numerals are starting to add up. You think you're right?
So I'm starting to see the Matrix.
No, I think the Super Bowl started in the late 50s, and that's what I'm going with. I can just say things now.
As for the rest of the rundown, I mean, there's nothing to talk about except for Barstool Sports, and we always own Super Bowl week. But the fact that we're owning it
Is it more impressive or less impressive this year?
I think it's more impressive.
I think it's more impressive as well.
Yeah.
Because when we go somewhere and we take over Miami and it's a big deal, we make our announcements and everyone's here. I mean, that's easy. This is kind of like business as usual, except we crammed in 3 unbelievable events. Surviving Barstool finale was last night. We've got the Rough and Rowdy match with Jose Canseco and Billy Football tonight, and then Sunday is like the mega. Is there a name for this thing that Dave's doing? This Frankenstein's monster of betting on the Super Bowl, where 5 contestants enter, only one will win. Frank the Tank, Ryan Whitney, Eddie and Dave.
I think Ryan
Who
Whitney
else?
might fight Frank the Tank.
You think so?
I think so.
You got to know how to handle Tank. You know?
Tank is, that's what I mean, because everyone else there has at least some experience with him.
Yeah.
And Whitney doesn't. And I think there is sometimes.
I can see him. Who the fuck is this pigeon? You know what I mean?
Like when Dave said when Frank first got hired, like he's going to be on a pitch count, like in the office. Now the pitch count we've blown past it.
I mean, we're talking like Bob Gibson pitch counts. He's throwing like 250 pitches a game.
Yeah.
But I think if you don't have any experience in dealing with him, he can be
A fat asshole.
can be kind of brash and rude.
You medium rare pink fish, let's go! That's fucking funny. Listen, funny is funny. Funny is funny. I mean, I got it. I'm gonna be calling you medium rare pink fish the rest of your fucking life.
And I don't know if Whitney's going to take that lying down.
Nope, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Forget Canseco and Billy. We got Frank Tank and Ryan Whitney.
What do you?
Whitney just lose that. I know when Kirk Minahan just had to deal with him for the first time on the dozen, Minahan was just snapped.
He
Frank will make you snap, man.
snapped, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah, he snapped. He said
haven't
some
seen
things,
that.
man. Yeah, it was he. But you know what? Frank deserved it because Frank is like an annoying asshole sometimes, and you deserve to get snapped on when you're an annoying asshole.
Right. As am I sometimes.
And if you
but
yell
people
at
snap
me,
on me, and it's okay.
You yell at me and it's fine. You yell at Frank and all of a sudden it's like, well,
Right.
what?
It's
Once you're here, you know.
You're
it's
in the arena, as
Right.
you once said in a blog.
Right.
We're all in it.
the internet's not a nice place,
It's,
and nor is Barstool
it's a
Sports.
knife's edge dance dealing with Frank. You're
right.
like, you can't go too far,
You
but
get
also
yourself
you're really on my
canceled.
nerves right now.
Right.
I think it's
You know what I
called
would love to do to everyone who's ever like, how could you say that? I'm going to send him to your place of work. I'm going to send him to your place of commerce. He's going to sing in your fucking ear at 900 decibels all day, every day.
See
And
what you
if you're
say
like,
at the end of the day.
yeah.
See
See
what
if you're
goes
just
through
like,
your
oh, tank, or see if you're like, fuck you.
Yeah, you get mad. People like stand up at a regular office and be like, "Oh my God, who's eating tuna?"
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, how about someone just?
He said, "What's up, Dave?"
Singing at all times like this.
Or napping. That's the other extreme. While
Yeah.
you're working, he takes a nap.
But you are right. Now that he's been around the office, it's not nearly as bad. He just goes and sits at his desk.
Well, yeah.
But you're saying with Ryan Whitney, these are going to be the first time they've met, and it's going to be a whole different.
Speaking of rough and rowdy, did you see the promo that they cut? Maybe I'm late to the party on this one, but Billy Football's like, Jose, like, I'm gonna beat your ass, and afterwards, I'm not gonna take your daughter out. I'm a gentleman, but I'm gonna introduce her to Frank the Tank. And Tank jumps on screen, and he's going, I'm gonna raw dog her. I'm gonna raw dog her.
Whoa.
I'm gonna raw dog her. I was like, on a leash.
Raw doggy time!
Back, Frank! Back, Frank! Not yet, Frank! Frank, not yet! Don't make me release him! Jesus Christ! Come on, Frank! Not yet! That's the cameraman!
Raw doggy! Raw doggy!
That's the
Raw
cameraman!
doggy!
On a leash, he says.
He's wearing
like,
a leash?
Yeah, I think he's got a leash, and Billy's like pulling him, or PFT's pulling him back. He's got the belt, and he's like, I'm gonna raw dog her. I was like,
That's a strong promo,
Well,
though.
yeah.
We've lost our standing ground for anything Jake Paul says.
And honestly,
Everyone's like, whoa, they went after Conor McGregor's wife, Frank the Tank, just that he's gonna fuck Josie Canseco. I think
Which,
we
by the way-
fell out of the ivory tower.
I mean, Jesus, what?
Power to the Dodgers.
Fuck!
No way!
Fuck! Bauer to the Dodgers for how much?
I don't know. Heyman just tweeted it.
No
The
way.
Dodgers.
No
Fuck!
numbers either, just Bauer to the Dodgers.
Hey.
So he just begged basically the Dodgers to pay him like just a little bit more because
Yeah.
he didn't want to come to your scumbag franchise that hires the worst
No,
people in the world.
Kevin.
Please let me go to
actually-
LA.
I don't mind.
And he chose LA.
I don't mind the Mets not having
Beautiful.
him, but the Dodgers. It's like,
Oh,
all right, well,
so-
everybody punt on next year.
Dude, how is Bob Nightingale always so
always wrong.
It's
Fuck you, Bob.
Yeah,
Nightingale.
it's-
I love it.
I told you.
Nobody works. Literally, there's nobody
Yo,
worse in
we
shop
need
in
to
the
do.
world.
There needs to be a documentary on just what
He has to do it on
crazy.
purpose
What
now,
if we
right?
did 30 for 30 on
I-
Bob Nightingale? Like, what if
when
I
we have
told
to?
you
It would be the
that
most
one
important thing
man
ever.
was wrong every single
Oh,
time?
like I don't even
It's
follow him,
remarkable.
so I just kind of get into the mix or be aware of it once you start tweeting about
Yeah.
it. And I'm always like, there's no way he's gonna be wrong again. He can't possibly
Right.
be wrong.
The
again.
best-
He
no-
must
no-
be trying really hard. this
Kyler
time.
Murray, when Kyler Murray was with the Oakland A's, he was drafted, and then he was debating whether to do NFL or whatever. He declared for the NFL draft, and then 4 minutes later, Bob published an article saying Kyler is going to strongly consider going to the Oakland A's and forgoing. He just like it was so poetic, and this is
And
just
he
even
never,
better.
like-
This is his best work though by
This
far.
is-
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it got to the point, by the way, like when I saw that, I didn't even get my hopes up. I was like,
Yeah.
no, that's just not true.
But
And I
how?
love-
Like, you're a reporter, man.
He doesn't even do the retractions
are
either, by
his
the way.
sources?
Oh, he leaves them up. He doesn't delete tweets. He just
Yeah.
leaves.
And he doesn't
He
say
hit that.
anything.
He
He
hit-
doesn't say
he
like,
hit
oh,
Bauer
my
on the Mets
sources
side.
were pretty good, and then like last minute, he just was like, I don't know. You know what he's doing?
Like, does he-
What I just said to do.
Yeah.
Like I did the same thing with George Springer. The difference is that I'm not a journalist. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna call it, and if I'm right, I get all the credit, and if I'm wrong, well, fuck you guys. That's not what I do for a living. But you, Bob Nightingale, do it for a living, so you
Does he
can't be
do-
wrong every time.
Does he do radio hits or anything? Where they
I-
ask him like,
was
"What
he
the fuck,
Newsday?
Bob?"
USA Today. He has
USA
so many
Today.
followers on Twitter. It's like insane.
How many?
They're just all people to laugh at him. I think.
Yeah, I
no one would
guess.
take him seriously. I think he has just
Man,
a circle
Bauer,
of trust
though.
that you can't get out of it. He trusts he's like the most loyal guy in the world.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you hit him with your car.
Well, that was the thing. It was
Well-
like I used to think that like the Wilpons had like his login for like his Twitter, and they were like, "We're just gonna tweet for you, Bob," because he would just carry their water. But fuck, man. I mean, I knew all along that Bauer wanted to go to LA. He was he's obsessed. Now that he's not gonna be on the Mets, I can
Oh,
agree
yeah,
that he's
you
like,
can unleash.
you know, he's not really the guy you want on your team. He's good, not great. He's gonna be an asshole. He's gonna be a problem. I got a lot of those on my team already. But he's obsessed with making like $1 more than Garrett Cole. He loves
yeah.
that idea, and it's like he wanted to go to
I don't
LA,
even know
but
if
he
he did
wanted
that.
that
The
money.
numbers aren't out yet,
And I'm sure he got at least close. Used the Mets to like prop it up a little bit. Whatever.
He's only had. It's the way to spin it for you. He's only had 3 seasons with an ERA below 4.
Right. But you know what? Like if next season was one of those seasons, we'd be in really fucking good shape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not now. I mean, just congrats to the Dodgers on another title.
I don't know how they have this much money. How do you? Just
I mean,
keep-
David Price is going to come
They pay
back.
everyone.
Imagine he's good.
Oh yeah.
You get Mookie like going, and now you have Bauer.
Probably don't bring back Turner now. They were thinking about doing that, but I feel like that money went to Bauer. So
or
Turner's out
or
there.
they just
bring
do
back-
that too.
Or they
I
just
mean,
bring
I
him
don't
back
know.
to-
I don't think Turner is. Fuck the Dodgers, man.
Bob Nightingale. What a star.
Legend.
What
Legend.
a
I'm actually
star.
I'm turning that. I like it now. There's like he has a brand. It's always wrong.
He's super wrong.
Like he should put in his his Twitter bio. I'm always wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we started this
In a
rundown
weird
being
way.
like, just say whatever you want.
In a weird way, if you're always wrong, you're a great source of information.
Yeah.
Right.
Like when Bob Nightingale tweeted that, I should have been
alright.
like, it's official, Bauer to the Dodgers.
We're now down to 29 teams where Bauer could go. Let's keep knocking them off.
Anyway, back to Rough and Rowdy. Jose clocking in at 270. Maybe him versus Frank would be more of a fair fight because he's fucking enormous. Billy, lean, taller, longer
Billy
reach.
was not nearly as dwarfed as I thought he was going to be.
Yeah, he held his own. He's got the height
Yeah,
on him,
he's
which
like,
is
I
crazy.
didn't realize he was about that. I mean, Billy is tall, I knew that, but I just think of Jose as,
Yeah.
the guy on the fucking posters. And
Right,
he's this
right,
massive
monster.
There's a
mountain of a
difference
man.
between
He's big, no doubt.
the
but-
athleticism between a 21-year-old and
Huge.
a roided out, like, 57-year-old, I just think is the biggest difference in the world.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that he's got him by 50 pounds. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
It's like 270, like 225.
But when you're
yeah.
21 and you're athletic like Billy is, I think you can
So
be just about anybody.
I think that's the thing is like, if he can run around for one round, Jose's gonna be gassed.
Yeah.
But when that bell rings and you're like an amateur, I don't think anybody's ever like, all right, I'm gonna just like play it back here in the corner and
Sure.
run around. Everybody just storms at each other. And I think if you do that, you can get yourself in like a Shadow Realm type of situation where like you run at Jose Canseco and pow,
Yeah.
he catches you wrong, it could be a wrap. But if he just dances for a minute, Jose will be out of gas for the second and third round.
Jose's also, I don't think he's wearing league-approved masks. Did you see that mask he was in?
Yeah.
It is.
What is that thing?
It was insane. It was like
Yeah.
some Bane shit.
Also, would like to point out, I mean, he was on Part of My Take and just flat out admitting he's on steroids. So,
Well,
you know, and I know,
Yeah.
is Billy?
Billy is not.
That's
no,
what I mean.
Billy's
So
clean.
like, we can't be hypocritical. Some people have been on the juice as well, but I would like to note that Billy is doing it natural.
he,
got
I
the
didn't know
natural versus the
He
chemist.
straight up just said it.
Yes. He was like,
Has Jose been on steroids his whole life?
that was kind of their question.
Like, did he ever stop? Like, between
No.
baseball and
No.
now
No,
Rough
he-
and Rowdy 13?
He answered that. He was like, no, I'm on it right now.
I like that.
And then he took it as far to say, he said, all of us at our age should be on steroids. I
Okay.
was like,
Wait, he threw an R age out there?
which was weird. I was like,
Jose,
you got like,
we
you're
are
like double me,
very
bro.
different ages, dude.
He said, Dan asked him like, it was a very like contentious, it was just a fight. But then at one point Dan tried to conduct like a normal interview. And he was like, when you were on steroids, like at the peak of your steroids, like how much stronger did you feel? And he was like, it's immeasurable. It's immeasurable.
You feel like a god.
he probably felt like a literal superhero. Which is like awesome. Like
I wouldn't.
and guess what? Jose's gonna probably die a little bit early. Well worth it.
Yeah, he's 57.
Right. He's
He
already had
lived a
himself
full life.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like sure.
Jose clocks out tonight in the ring. He had a full life.
They signed their waivers. It could happen. He'll shit himself and die, and that could be legal. It could
I
be
would
allowed.
take some HGH at some point. in
That's
my
my
life.
thing. I want to do HGH. I don't want to do the anabolic shit because that like fucks up your body.
I jumped
Yeah.
over a puddle on my way to work today.
Saw
and
that.
Fuck, my
Yeah.
calf seized up.
Dude, you know
I
what?
thought I was going down.
You know what my rule
I really
is
did.
these days? Never leave the earth. Never
Stay
leave the
grounded.
earth. Or like you can get in a plane, whatever, but like you can't leave the earth. It's like girls on elevated surfaces. If I'm in the air, I have lost my way. Something's gone very wrong if I am defying
When was
gravity.
the last time you think you jumped as high as you could? Give me one right now.
I did the.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna do it.
I did the. Yeah, no, wait, I'm not. I got a rule. I got a rule. I'm not gonna,
I'm sorry. I'm so
I'm gonna
sorry.
blow out my knee. I did.
do
The
it.
last time I did it was the like combine like 3 or whatever when we all did the vert.
Yeah, yeah,
When
yeah.
Coley couldn't look up. My favorite moment ever.
Right.
Remember that one?
Oh my-
Coley
I-
was swiping and missing because he couldn't look
I
up because
almost
he would get
threw up.
vertigo.
I almost threw up. I laughed so hard that day because he just couldn't do it. He tried twice.
Yep.
McShay was laughing really hard.
Yeah, that was great.
I should
yeah, no,
have.
I'm never moving around again.
I should just have like wet socks right now as opposed to like a sore cat. You know,
right.
I should just step
Just
in the
walk
puddle.
right through that.
But New York puddles, as everyone
They
knows,
are monsters. But yeah, you will catch me. I will just walk right through that slush now. I'm not doing the George Costanza, the fairy hop.
Ooh.
I'm not doing that. Nope.
Ugh.
Never leaving the earth again.
I'm very excited for
Team
Rough and Rowdy,
Gravity.
though. Very excited for
Yeah.
Rough and Rowdy.
So tonight,
Are you
buy-
watching here tonight?
I haven't decided.
I think I'm
Go
watching
to
here tonight.
buyrnr.com. You get a whole slate of fights. Hillbillies down in West Virginia who are beating the hell out of each other. A couple local all-stars. You got the Ring Girls. You got Who's down there? Dave? No, who's on the call? What's going on?
I think it's Dave, Dan, and
they're on.
Robbie.
Okay, so it is like the all-star team. And then, of course, the main event is Jose Canseco versus Billy Football for $100K. I mean, Billy Football is going to have a lot of money if he wins.
Yeah.
That's going to be, like, if you were 21 and you had $100,000.
But he's not going to move out of that barn he lives in.
No, he loves it. Billy is...
Chasing chickens. I will say he put out one promo that made me go, Billy's got some slow feet.
I was told that was on
one
purpose.
when he was chasing chickens? Okay.
I was told that was... Or is that on, like, to cover up how fucking slow?
All right, so
you know?
I'm glad I wasn't the only one who thought it. There were a
Yeah,
couple
when I
of,
saw it, I said, it looks like me.
Yeah.
I was like, that was not good, brother. But, yeah, I think, we'll see whether youth and athleticism or just sheer strength wins in Rough and Rowdy.
I honestly, it's a complete coin toss for me. I have no idea.
You know what I think's going to happen? Whatever happens, I think we're going to be like, duh. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to look bad one way or another. Like, he's going to catch him with one big punch, and it's going to be like Glass Joe and fucking Punch Out, flying out of the ring.
Yeah.
And we're going to be like, oh, yeah, he's a 270-pound monster. I mean, honestly, I don't even want to put it out there, but if Billy Football loses to a 270-pound, he's been on steroids for 50 years. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, no. I'd be like, yeah, it makes sense. Or if a 21-year-old beats the shit out of like a 60-year-old man, that makes sense, too.
That makes sense, yeah.
So either way,
It's a
I
good
think it's
point.
going to be like, duh. Although I can't call it either. You know?
I hope Billy Football wins because, well,
Jose Canseco's a piece of shit.
Well, I was just gonna say it's his dream. I just really
Yeah.
want him to achieve his dream.
Well, Tommy won his
And,
dream. Tommy played out his dream. Come on over. Surviving Barstool. The finale was last night. The bad guy won. The villain prevailed in what was a dramatic one-off single vote from Brianna. We had a tie between the jury. Brianna was in the final three. This poor girl, I think she had a hint something was happening, but she all in a matter of 30 seconds realized she was not winning $10,000 and had to cast a final vote, and she's been here for like 25 seconds.
Yep.
So very dramatic. I actually am surprised. I thought that people were going to vote more out of spite than out of respecting the game, but I am happy that they voted out of respecting the game. I think that's the more correct way to do it.
I'm glad as well.
Well, I bet.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously I won, so I'm happy about that. But I think for, future surviving Barstool seasons, I hope that, we have, like, I made the strategy of the game, like, evolve quickly, maybe. Like, so I think next season, like, if everybody
People are gonna
comes
be
in,
playing dirty,
like, knowing
doing
the game,
shit. Yeah,
playing like
definitely.
I did, I think it'll be, like, very entertaining.
Definitely. I mean, you'll never win again.
No, next
you had
season
your
will be
one shot.
$100,000,
Yep.
and I will be the first person out, unanimous.
Absolutely.
Unless I somehow pull another one out of my ass.
Give me the shrug. Give me the shrug. The fucking
shrug is great.
The Tommy Smokes Jordan shrug is
What made you
unbelievable.
wake up this morning and get so in your
I
feelings?
chose violence.
Well,
this
I
morning.
think you chose Drake, is what it seemed like. It was a little more
Drake?
sentimental feeling.
No,
rather than
I
violence.
started last
It was
night.
like-
Well, no, I mean,
it's
I
like,
knew no
guys,
matter
sometimes
what.
we achieve dreams here.
No, I knew no matter what, people, like, half people were going to be like, I think people who watch the show are like, oh, Tommy, you played a great game, you deserved it. And people aren't familiar, like, oh, you were such a scumbag.
Well,
like, Nick was.
See, I don't think either. I don't think you were a scumbag at all. I was rooting for you most of the time.
You actually weren't a scumbag until you said you were a scumbag. At
Yeah.
your final
I
speech
never
put that
thought-
on you, really.
I was never an asshole to anyone's face in person last week. Like, I played it
Well,
up.
but I mean, when you're an asshole and you backstab people, you can still be called an asshole.
Right, but I think on Survivor, perhaps, like, hypothetically, there are people there that, like, they are assholes to people's face,
Right.
and that cost them the back. I just did it in, like, confessionals for, like, I didn't know people were gonna see it, and then cast a deciding vote last night.
Right.
But I did it to, like,
but
play
that's
up
why
the
it's
character.
insane
I'm trying to get on
that-
Real Survivor here.
That's why it's insane that after that all ran, Brianna still chose you.
But I think it also, like, it helped, I guess, that it showed my game as well as, even though I was an asshole.
Sure. I think the argument for Nick, I think, would be that you played like Survivor, and I think Nick kind of played more like Surviving Barstool, where he took into account that you aren't strangers and that you do have to go back to work together, and he didn't burn any bridges. He was there for the final while managing like the Barstool relationships.
Yeah, it was
and
two
that could have been
completely
rewarded.
different
Right.
strategies. Like, I think
I would have had no problem if Nick won it. I probably would have picked Nick, but I don't know. I do really respect the way that you played. I do think he did it in a different way. I think it's a coin flip to me. I didn't have a problem.
Yeah,
either way.
and what's funny is we literally last Friday after final vote pitch, me and Nick both said to each other at the same exact time, like, I think I won.
Yeah,
Like, we're
yeah.
both confident we won, and then
Right.
we're both kind of right with it being a tie.
Right. So, yeah, like Tommy said, there will undoubtedly be a season 2. The stakes will be fucking bananas. The challenges will probably be, like, dangerous and shit. Like, it's going to be like, well, one of you has to kill the other person tonight. But either way, I think it's going to be a very big franchise for as long as we don't get sued.
No.
This might be one and done.
No, I think they're gonna like the publicity.
I think so
like,
too.
There's so
but
many
all of a sudden
Barstool
if we-
fans now, people who play that are like, I've never watched Survivor, and now I'm going to.
I agree, but also if like we are putting
Right,
up
if we just
numbers,
do our own version of Survivor,
if we're just like,
every
I mean,
6
we had
months.
like 50,000 live viewers last night. If that
Yeah.
is, I mean, if you 10x the number of episodes, the stakes, the money, the contestants, and you 10x the viewers, Survivor ain't gonna sit around and be like, yeah, you can have 500,000 viewers a night. So, could be one and done. We'll find out.
Congrats, Tommy.
Thank you.
And then
Congratulations,
Sunday we
Tommy. I'm
have.
happy for you.
Thank
Sunday
you.
I
we'll
really
have-
am. I woke up this morning. I was very surprised by these tweets, and I was like, all right.
Well,
tried that.
I watched the video, and then I took issue with some of the things that were said. Like I said about the dream thing, where I think Barstool is a place to achieve your dreams.
Oh no, sir.
See, that's what I said.
Yeah.
He was like,
Barstool is a place where you come and your friends and colleagues crush your dreams.
that's what I. Okay.
No.
I
There's
was like,
two
you're
people
right.
here who
Like,
achieved their dreams.
He was like,
That's it.
he's like, fights get to go to Patriot Super Bowls. I'm like, yeah, and my best friend is rooting against me every single
time,
step of the
yeah.
way.
Right. But the quote was like, at Barstool, you don't like get to like live your dreams or whatever. And my point was that you get to go to Super Bowls. Casey hosts a show with Deion Sanders. Trent Riggs, Frankie Meet, Tiger. Robbie interviews
Okay.
McGregor.
All right.
My
You're-
dream was on a much lesser scale, but it was winning a Survivor-like show. So I think using that argument of like you don't get to achieve your dreams at bars, I think it's the opposite. You come here and you
No,
do
it's
live your
definitively
dreams.
like working here is like achieving a dream.
Yeah.
It's a dream job.
But I thought we
by-
all had a handshake agreement that if it lies in our hands, we crush your dreams.
That's what my point was.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't articulate well
Yeah.
enough. That's what my point
Yeah,
was.
I convinced
put
people
Legos,
otherwise.
You put Legos together for Christy Mack.
That's right. Yeah.
Remember that?
And guess what happened? Didn't get
Yeah,
a dick
yeah.
suck.
Yeah,
didn't
guess
pay
what?
off.
Everyone was like, I hope Fights doesn't get his dick sucked. And so was I. I was like, if she sucks my dick, I'm going to fucking
Puke.
calm it and then puke.
You got my dick and then my mouth. All right, so
I was
tonight
panicked that I was going to achieve my dream there. I was like, this is big offer. I can't turn it down, but boy, I hope she doesn't offer it.
Tonight, Rough and Rowdy. Congrats to Tommy from last night.
stuff,
And
Tommy.
then Sunday is the Super Bowl bet challenge where you can watch. That was so awkward.
That was good. That was perfect.
No, it wasn't, Mike. That was
Clean
weird.
handoff and a fist bump.
That was weird. Sunday will be the bet challenge with the 5 guys in Detroit live betting on the Super Bowl. So
I
they
believe
can-
it's called the Live Bet Showdown. Is
Live Bet
what I
Showdown.
saw.
very creative. The
Yeah.
live bet showdown that you can watch alongside Super Bowl 55. See you guys next week for the rundown.